Okay, so welcome to the flip through of my completed Sagor Sägner. Yeah, this is going to be the chatty version. There will be a silent version as well. But yeah, so I did, like, it's quite beaten up. I don't really like, my opinion is that books are meant to be used. So yeah, I like had to glue this together, for example, and stuff like that. But hey. So yeah, let's get right into it. I got it in December 2017 and completed it in December this year. So it's been like 4 years. Took a while. This one I did with water-based markers and with the dotting technique on the fur. There is some pencil in the shadows and yeah, around these dots as well. And I quite like this effect on the leaf, the dotted effect there. Just a bit of extra interest. Yeah. The nameplate page, this one I like a lot. I love this. This blue is actually my favorite pencil. And it's from a budget set. And I can't really find, like there are some Prismacolors that match it quite closely. But, or there's one pencil that matches it closely. But I can't really find a Polychromos that is exactly that color. And it makes me a bit... because I love that. There's a lot of stickles here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but yeah. Or not stickles, glitter gel pen. And I quite like this graphic look of it. Yeah. Oh, and I always put my real name and everything under in each book in case I lose it, so that's why it's covered. This one I don't like that much. It's done with... like, you know, what I learned in completing books is that you won't, or I don't like every single page, but I like it enough that it's okay. And, you know, just the way it is. It's done with Inktense. There's some gel pen on her clothing and some fine liners as well. I think there's some Posca in the bird. But yeah, I didn't like that design anyway, so, you know, I didn't really want to spend more time with it anyway. This one was one of my, or maybe my first ever body color. It was with Pluma P on Instagram. And her version is stunning as well. Or, yeah, truly stunning with like a really cool background. I went with a more simplistic style of coloring, I guess. But this is a base of Inktense. There's some, there's Polychromos on top. There's some gel pen as well. In the sails over there, and then there's black markers in the flags on the sails as well. I really like these colors. Next up we have these two. I like her. This is Graphite Tints, Inktense, and Polychromos. And then this one I don't really like that much. I didn't even like the line out that much, but it's done. Lyra water crayons in the background, so like the budget neo colors sort of. There's some water-based markers as a base for their clothing, maybe even for the, what's this called? Chopped off tree. There's a bit of Posca or white gel pen in the lighting, or in the windows I mean, and yeah, probably some Polychromos as well. This one I like a lot. I like the colors a lot. It's, again, Graphite Tint, Inktense, and some Polychromos. Maybe even there's no Polychromos here. I couldn't tell you. There's some silver gel pen as well. I don't know if you can see that. Come on, move away a bit. There we go. Yeah, her I don't like that much, but she's alright. Her hair turned out to yellow for me. But... yeah, again, Inktense, and the pattern is done with fine liner on top. Yeah, and there's some Polychromos here. See it in the leaves. These two I don't like. It's probably just the rainbow palette. I have like a problem with rainbow palettes. She's done with a base of pastel pencils, and then I've tried to come back to it a lot of times and fix it with like water-based markers in some details. There's polychromos on top, of course. There's white gel pen, and then, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And then I tried to do this one in the same style, sort of, to match it up. I try to do that a lot. Match up pages, I like that. Not the exact same palette, but here it's quite the same palette. Yeah, I like her a lot. She's done with, again, with water-based markers for the hair base, I think. And then it's, as usual, polychromos, ink tints, and graphite tints. I like her. You can see the glitter gel pen on the stickles. Yeah. This one I like a lot as well. Yeah. Ink tints and some stickles on the designs, but it's ink tints and polychromos mostly. Then we have, this is one of my favorite designs, one of my favorite line arts in this book. It's so stunning. It was actually, I did this for the Sammy's Coloring Checklist Challenge from last year. One was the color a picture that intimidates you. So I did this one because it intimidated me. And I just went for it with water-based markers and then dot shading. So this is no pencils at all. It's just water-based markers and gel pen. You can see there in the houses. And yeah, I really like how it turned out. Love that. This one is also for Coloring Checklist Challenge. It's just straight coloring with water-based markers and no shading. I like that. I really like this graphic style of coloring these designs. I just love it. And you can see there are some stains here, but hey, like that's a recurring theme for me. Like these pictures are not perfect, but it's okay. Like there's stains here, but I mean the book is loved. I don't like how this one turned out, so I try to save it with you know, all the shimmer. So like, yeah, but this is graphite tints and polychromos, and then it's, yeah, stickles, Winkostella, some shimmer paint, and probably some gel pen as well. Yeah, her I don't like either, probably again due to the colorful palette, or, you know, don't like. Yeah, she's not one of my favorites anyway. Ink tints with polychromos on top. Maybe some, I think these dots are in water-based marker. This one was, okay, this one was one of my many attempts of making a bouquet background. And yeah, it's not perfect. Let's just say it like that. But yeah, this is water-based markers and polychromos on top. And I'm not that thrilled with the background, but I tried. I looked up a picture on Pinterest with like sea and then, you know, the bouquet effect on where the sun sort of bounces off the water. But it's hard. It's hard to do it realistically. And yeah, you'll see, or maybe, I don't know, no, probably not in this book. I haven't tried it again. Or I did, but I covered it. Anyway, this one is an oldie. One of the first ones I did. Again, with my favorite blue pen here. It's like this big right now, so I can't use it. And I don't want to buy the whole set again. It's the Jolly Stick Kinderfest. I'm trying to see if I can see them somewhere here. No, whatever. But yeah, so I don't want to buy the full set just for that blue pencil. But then again, it is my favorite blue pencil. Yeah. But yeah, I think I changed this animal here. Had some designs on him. I covered that up, made him into a squirrel. And yeah, this is the cape is in water-based markers. And the rest probably has a base of ink tints and then pencils on top. This one was a work in progress for a long while. I started it with brown bunnies. They were really cute, like yeah, like the, sort of the color of the basket. They were really cute brown bunnies with the white flecks on them. But then I colored the basket, the rabbits, the flowers, and then I went in with this really dark burgundy for the jars and the and then when the rabbits were still brown, they sort of disappeared. Like your eye just got drawn to these jars instead because they were the darkest part of the image. So I had to like step away, and then it took like half a year before I returned to it and like realized, okay, what I need to do here is to make the rabbits black, because then the eye will be drawn to them. And a result of that the fact that they are first have a layer of like fur colored in brown, and then I went over that and colored another layer of fur in black, is that this is actually the most realistic fur I've ever gotten. I mean, sure, the feet here aren't perfect, but like the rest, like this rabbit here, his coat or her coat looks really nice, if you ask me. So yeah, I guess that the lesson is just that if you want to do a realistic fur, you just need to do loads and loads and loads of layers. Like when I thought I was finished, I was actually halfway. So yeah. And this one is just a quick one. Inktense, polychromos. There's some glitter gel pen on the eggs. And then there's, I think it might be a bit of marker in the shadows also. Water-based marker, of course. Her I don't like. Her I would like to redo, actually. The reason why is the makeup. I really don't like how that turned out. Maybe I could fix it by making... Ooh. Is this book finished, or do I get to go in and fix that? I get to go in and fix that. All right. Voila. I think I like her better now. What was I saying before? Sorry, let me just... There we go. But yeah, so I just went in and darkened up a few of the mushrooms, and I changed the color of her cape a bit. And I erased the blue shadow on her neck. And I think that's a lot better. I think so. Like she's one of my... It's a bit of a pity because she's one of my favorite designs and I would love to redo her. But I can always trace her. Just put the paper on top and trace her and then redo her. This was the first one I did in this book. And both of these has a base of pan pastel. Both of these have a base of pan pastel and then polychromos on top. And my little blue deer, he was for Color Along by Passionista Colorista. I think it was Dear December or something like that. And I really like it. Yeah, cute. Nice colors. This one I don't like, but it's okay. It's the background here is a whole... Or this one... Yeah, this one as well. Like both of these are a background with water-based markers and then polychromos on top. This one has a background of... First it's a base of marker, water-based marker, and then it's Inktense, and then it's this shimmer paint, and then in the end, just to make everything even more crazy, it's Winkostella. So yeah, this is a whole lot of background for an end result that's not even that special, but okay. I really like this design and I like the colors I chose. I have been thinking of going in and making the first strokes. But I also don't think it needs it. Because like her designs are of Emelie, Lidehäll, Öberg, her designs are really like, graphic, as I said. So I don't really always think that the fur needs to be there. I think it has an effect without it as well. But yeah, there's a lot of shimmer here. And this is a mixture of, water-based markers Inktense. Yeah, and all sorts of stuff. Polychromos as well. I think this one is a base with... Oh no, there's Polychromos as well. I thought first it was just a base of water-based markers and the Inktense on top. But no, there's Polychromos as well. Right, next up we have these two. Oh, and I see I have some smudging here. Can I delete that? No. It's probably not pencil. Okay, but yeah. There is also some smudging from the gel pen. Like I closed the book too early, so like the gel pen here has transferred a bit. But hey, it's whatever. I don't really like this design anyway, so yeah. And how I colored it, I don't really like either. But this is a base of Lyra water crayons and then Polychromos on top. And a little golden gel pen for the little crown on the frog. And a few other details. And this one was just a quick one. Inktense and Polychromos. Oh, and some water-based marker. Maybe not. Yeah, these two were finished in November, October, I don't know, something like that. So yeah, but water-based markers, Polychromos on top, and this one as well. And this one has, in the scarf here, there's washi tape, which I cut out to fit it. And if you look closely, but I don't really want to zoom in, sorry. I'll just ruin the whole setup. But yeah, so if you look closely, you can see that there's a bit of rippage of the paper, but like, you can't see it from afar if you ask me. I like the background that I did here. Like this, I don't know. It, yeah, it sort of worked. This one also has, if you ask me, a nice background. So like it's scribbling with water-based markers and then going over it with Polychromos. So you still see a bit of the scribbling from beneath, but it looks smoother. And yeah. Then we have these two. This is one of my favorites. Like, I love the colors. This is water-based markers, Inktense, and maybe some Polychromos, maybe not. But you can see the dot shading there in the background as well. I like that. She is... Yeah. She is what it is. I went for this really weird color combo. It's water-based markers and Polychromos on top. And I know I lightened up some of the mushrooms by going over like the brown that was there with yellow Posca, which made this really more of a beige color. I think I mentioned that as a trick. If I sometimes like color something too dark with the water-based markers, I just go over with the lighter Posca, and that lightens the color. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure I like her, but she's not that bad. And this is one of the early ones, this rabbit. He's done when I still had just 12 Inktense pencils. And yeah, just 12 Inktense pencils and my favorite blue. And then yeah, this is still the budget pencils on top also. Like in the fur, this is not Polychromos. I didn't have them, or I did have them. I don't know. I know this is with the budget pencils at least. And this one is colored later with Inktense and Polychromos, and sort of, you know, chosen the colors to fit a bit. Yeah. And this one, these are both water-based markers and Polychromos. And this one, the birds turned out a bit darker than I expected, but they're all right. I like it. There's some, you know, dot and scribble shading and then pencil smoothing it over. While this one is more, the marker is used more straight coloring. Like this is more straight colored with markers and then complemented with Polychromos, while this is scribbled with markers and then complemented with Polychromos. Yeah, and these two were fun. I did this one a bit inspired by her color combos. Probably yeah. I don't know. I just know that I was like thinking of, you know, her sort of use of pinks and greens, and then this weird color for the sky. I really like her coloring style. But yeah, water-based markers, polychromos, Inktense, and this one as well. Water-based markers, polychromos, and Inktense. And some Posca. Yeah. Next up we have these two. I am not sure I like the birds. I tried to like look at real life birds and color these in the same colors, despite like ignoring the patterns more or less, or like still I haven't totally ignored the patterns, but yeah, and not sure I like that. But I do like sort of like matching them up to the knitted things here. And here again, I've been thinking of like drawing in the fur of the fox, but no, it's not needed. This is water-based markers, polychromos, possibly some Inktense. Oh no, there is Inktense on the fox. Yeah, and this is also a base of water-based markers in the cup. Yeah. Next up we have these two. I don't like these two at all. Or she's alright. Yeah, she's alright. There's a lot of shimmer on this page. As I've said before, when I don't like a page, I'm like, yeah, okay, shimmer will save this. Yeah. Really muted and like pink colors. I don't usually, or I go for that every now and then, but it's more or less just, you know, as I sometimes say, that just pink taking over, like taking my hand and just using it without my consent. That's how I feel sometimes. Yeah, and this way I don't like the colors I chose, especially these pinks and purples again. Would like to maybe cover that up. No, probably can't do that. I could cover it with white probably, right? If I went over these with white gel pen, they would turn out more paler. Do I want to do that? No, it's okay. No, it's all right as it is. I don't think it will make me love this page that much more. Yeah, this one I love. I really like this one. It's Inktense, water-based markers, and polychromos, and I really like it. I love the colors. I have been thinking of perhaps going in and shading each of these little circles. I feel like that, but then again, I feel like that would make me feel like the page is more finished than it is right now. But on the other hand, it is quite finished. Come on, let's not. It's all right. This one this one is also a really old one. I did this one. I remember I was sick when I did it, with some flu or something, and yeah, it's nice. And also, like, this is also when I had just 12 Inktense pencils. Yeah, this one is water-based markers, polychromos, and the budget pencils, but it's a new one. Or a new one, it's not that old. And I kind of like having the mother deer that pale, because, like, you know, I sort of see this as Bambi, and the, you know, Bambi's mother dies, so she's, you know, fading away or something. I don't know, I like that. I'm not sure I like this one. This is a newer finish. I am not sure about the colors. I feel like I could have chosen better colors, but it's all right. It's quite all right. Water-based markers, Inktense, and polychromos again. Can't even decide what color. No, actually, maybe I do like it. I don't know. I can't. I think it's the green. If I would have gone for another green or something, I don't know. It's fine. I like it all right. I just don't love it. But I love the line art, which is why I'm probably a bit more hung up on it than I would be otherwise. Oh, and there's some Jalpen there as well. Yeah. This one was I mean, like, it doesn't look that special when you look at the end result, but this is like 4 different layers of stuff. There's a layer of Inktense. Then there's some polychromos, and then everything is covered in white polychromos to make this more pastel-like effect on the colors. You can see they're quite muted down, and that's like burnishing with white, and really tedious. And then, since when I did that, the line art was covered up, so I had to go in and redo the line art with a black fine liner. And all that work, and I don't even this is not even one of my favorite line arts in this book, but okay. Sometimes, when the pages decide for themselves how they should be done, because that was not the plan. But there you go. And yeah, she's finished quite recently. This is water-based markers, Inktense, and pencils. You can see there's a lot of, this is how I like to use purple. There's a lot of purple here in the shadows and in, especially the branches here, they are really purple down here. And then in her skin and so on. And it makes this really, yeah, so there's a lot of purple here, but it's not taking over the page. And I like that. Let me see if I can just, I don't know if, yeah, as I said, I don't really use anything in between my pages. I just go and erase stuff every now and then. And this is this is the flip through before the flip through. The silent flip through is for me when I will stop touching up the book. These two are also one of my first ones in this book. I don't know if you can see the glitter gel pen on the chair. All the patterns there have glitter gel pen. And yeah, pan pastel, Inktense, some pencils, either polychromos or the budget ones, and the glitter gel pen. And same goes here. The branches especially, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the branches are in glitter gel pen as well, but probably, I mean, they have sort of, the glitter is all over the page instead. Yeah, I love this design. I would love to redo it. Yeah, I think it's the first time I did the background with Inktense, the whole one color background. Yeah, she's been a struggle from the really beginning up until the end. I'm still not 100% satisfied with her, but hey, I'm not touching up this anymore just because. Yeah, but I've returned to this one 10 times. I did it first 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and yeah, still not quite happy. The issue is I went in with water-based markers and didn't swatch them out first for the rocks here and the green in the moss, so they became much darker than I wanted to. That's where all the issues started. And then everything needed to be, or in different steps, I just realized, okay, this needs to be darker, 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 and then everything is getting darker and darker, and I think it's still not dark enough. Yeah, I think still this mushroom over here it's stealing attention right now from her. Could be a bit more dark, and then probably this part of the background could also be almost black, so you would have a gradient from black to the green there. Do you want to fix that now? No, it's all right. Yeah, and then we have this little mouse. I really like that, and you can see here I'm not that fussed about, you see here in the middle where when I use the water-based markers, I sort of touch this page. whatever. Also the edges here. I don't remember. Oh yeah, okay. Yes, okay, so this was the first time I colored with an Inktense background, right? And when I was coloring, you can see the page sort of, I didn't put pages in between, so the page back here, this one, got like blue over the edges. But I've covered that with some, I don't know if you can see that in the light there, but there it's covered with white acrylic paint. And I mixed it a bit so it's a bit more cream colored like the paper was. So if you ask me, you can't really see that, or like everything is so messy anyway that you don't think about that. It's an old book. It's 4 years old and well used. Yeah, this one took ages. The reason why, okay, so this paper in my edition is really, I have the first edition and it's really quite slippery. It's quite hard to use pencils on the paper. And but I decided to do all the leaves in just polychromos. And it took ages. So then because the plan was to do this whole page just in polychromos, but then I like, okay, no. So I did the houses with a base of markers. The flowers also have a bit of marker in them. The flags as well, and the background has graphite tints, as the splotches are first done in graphite tint and then smoothed out with polychromos. And this one was fun. This one is water-based marker and pencils on top. Yeah. And there is some actual purple in the some of the leaves as well, just to make it a bit more interesting from the gray. Then we have these two. I like these. These are recent finishes, both of them. This one is done with the quite tedious technique of like basing stuff quite messily with marker, and then you press really hard with the pencil and you sort of make the edges of the marker smooth out by force. I call it the war technique because I have to be in a certain mood to like even feel like doing it. But this one is more simple. It's Inktense water-based markers and polychromos on top. I like that. I like it. You see, like it's not. They are color matched, these two pages, but instead of purple and pink here, I have the red and yellow. Yeah, I like that. Then we have, oh, my Sleeping Beauty, but she's more of a sleeping zombie. Yeah, the skin was a real struggle here. Yeah, I based it with a water-based marker that didn't really want to play ball, and then she's like this really gray color right now. But I've tried and tried and tried, and now I'm like, it's okay. It's done. But maybe like if I changed her hair into black, would that make it better? It probably would, right? But no, I don't feel like doing that. I think it would make it better though. Next up we have this one, just a quick one, water-based markers, Inktense polychromos. This one was a lot of fun. It's just Inktense, maybe some polychromos. Yeah, there's some polychromos as well. But yeah, just really simple and quick. Took me like maybe 2 hours, maybe less. And this one was done, well, this one was one of the first one as well, kind of mindless. Yeah, and it's when I still had just a 12 set of polychromos, and it's okay. Not my favorite one, but what I like about it is that it inspired the color combo of this one. Yeah. Next up we have, these two are recent finishes, so I won't talk too much about them. I really like my Neptune. Yeah, Inktense, both of them are Inktense and polychromos. This one also has like a rip there, or like a tear of the page, and hair as well. And like, yeah, I mean, as I said, these are not the whole book is yeah, it's a bit tattered, but I like it that way. Yeah, these two were finished a while ago. I really like my dragon. Yeah, I really like how the mountain turned out as well. It's done with water-based markers, polychromos, and Inktense. Same goes for this one. There is some... I think there was some shadowing from this blue that I covered up with a red background. There's still some stains here of the blue. Oh yeah, here also you can see maybe the shadowing. But hey. Oh yeah, and you can probably see the gel pen there, right? Not one of my favorite designs, but it's done. Yeah, these two were... this one was a recent finish. This one is not that recent. This one is really old, actually. This is done when I still had the 12 set of polychromos. And I really like how this turned out. I have thought about... not the 12 set of polychromos, 12 set of Inktense. I have thought about like adding in a background here. Like a wheat field background. Or, you know, like just the wheats yellow. But... never got around to it, and now I feel like, yeah, no, I like it the way it is. This one is the one with underneath here, under this background, there's a horrible bouquet attempt. But I covered that with different drawing pencils. So this is different drawing, Inktense, polychromos, and some water-based marker. And I don't like it, but it's okay. Don't really like this one either. You can see again with the messy center there, but okay. But yeah, Inktense and polychromos, I think. Yeah. And it's done. There's no glitter gel in there. Okay. These two were fun. This one has some water-based markers. This one does as well, I think, in the ribbon. But the rest is Inktense and polychromos. Oh yeah, and there's some Wiggle Stella on this one as well. Probably, I mean, I can barely see it in real life, let alone on camera. Yeah, and there is some shadowing here from the page, the next page there as well, but you can't really see that. So these are my pride and glory, I think, in this book, or especially this one. It's done with the war technique. So again, with water-based markers, really harshly colored, and then smoothed out with pencils, like really pressing really hard. And yeah, but I really like it. Oh, there's some... let's see, my candles are a bit dirty from the other page. Just like that. There we go. Yeah, these two pages are like, they're done in the same technique, and I had to press a lot of really hard with pencils. So probably, like, if there was a page in here that I would like to put a piece of paper in between them so they don't smear that much, it's these two. But then again, like, you can see, I mean, it's not as if they're like really ruining each other, so it's okay. But yeah, this one is also done in that same technique. I'm not sure I like that effect on the skin though, because it's yeah, I probably should look up better where exactly to put the shadows, because if you go, or if you ask me, like when you use this technique, like with the really harsh shadows, then it's sort of important where you put the shadows, at least on the face, if you ask me. The things here are a bit more like, you know, in the skull here, it's not that. I have no idea where the shadows on the skull should really be. I'm not that good at deciding that stuff. The same goes for this. Yeah. So I've just, you know, but that's not that important, while on the face it's sort of more... the human eye is more trained to know where shadows on the face should be. So like, for example, I think that this shadow here around the nose is a bit weird. But hey. Oh, go away. There we go. Yeah, this one is a recent finish. This one as well. I really like how this one turned out. I think I talked about it in my finished video, but like again, like if I am to show out all my mistakes, I used some white, like you know the whiteout. Is this called whiteout? In a in a roll. Let's see, where is it? Oh, okay. But yeah, because I went over the lines a bit. But both of these are water-based markers, polychromos and Inktense, and golden gel pen. I think you can see that in the both of the designs here. It's a bit fun because like I didn't know which color to do this page, and for a long while, or like forever since I've had the book, I've like been looking at this page and going like which color, and then I did this page first, and then I got inspired by the red, and I kind of like that because I wouldn't have gone for red otherwise, I'm quite sure. And yeah, and these two I don't like, but they are done. Water-based markers, Inktense, polychromos for both of them. Here there's some shimmer paint as well, and yeah, not that much to say, I think. Moving on, this is one of my favorites, a really old one as well, and I really like it. There's some shimmer paint, there's some white gel pen on some of the outlines, there's Inktense, polychromos and gel pen. Maybe not polychromos, might have been the budget pencils. And this one is a newer finish with just Inktense. Maybe some polychromos as well, but not a lot. Then we have these two. This was my first time trying to do water drops, and I didn't look up a tutorial. So this is me coloring water drops without checking out how they actually look like, or like not a tutorial, a reference, without a reference. And yeah, it's actually the opposite, like but yeah, if you want to do the realistic water drops, look up a reference, because they're the opposite of what you think. Like the lightest part of the water drop is in the bottom, and stuff like that. Yeah, but I like this. I've been thinking of like outlining her wings with white as well, so that they would match the dragonfly, but decided against that in the end. What I like here, I think, is the most is the contrast between the yellow and orange and the blue background. I think that makes the picture. And the fact that her hair sort of matches that. I also like, this is I think one of the first times I dared to do a shadow a bit more daringly. Yeah. So, you know, thinking about which part of the dragonfly is closest to the leaf, which would be the tail end, and then making the shadow the closest there. And then the rest of the body of the dragonfly, I'm thinking, is further away from the leaf, which means the shadow would be further away. Yeah. And then this one is a quick one with just Inktense and some polychromos. This is one of my favorites. I love the colors. I love the really dark green against the orange and yellow of the fur, and then this emerald color and the purple. I mean, I just love those colors. A bit dangerous to sleep with a sword that way, I think, but yeah, whatever. Whatever floats the little squirrel's boat. But yeah, I like this a lot. And this one was finished later with Inktense, and I was a bit. I remember I was thinking about what color to do the leaves. That's the last thing I had to do, I think, and I was thinking of going for the green instead, so that to match them up more. But then I went with purple, and I'm really happy I did that. I think it's more interesting and weird. So yeah, I like this color combo as well. But the squirrel, so pretty. Yeah. Again, neither of them are perfect, of course, but hey. And this one, the mice is an old one. It's also for a color along. and it's done with just polychromos. Yeah. Took ages to do, and it's like this really pale, but I like that as well. And yeah, then I did this one also in just polychromos, which was much more tedious because I didn't like this design. I think I changed her hair a bit as well. And yeah, and as I said before, like coloring it with polychromos on this paper is like, it's really slippery and not that fun. So yeah. These two I don't like, but hey, it's okay. Yeah, Inktense polychromos, stickles on the rubies, maybe. Yeah. And the rabbit I wish I could redo. I don't like him, or I don't like the. I tried to go for like a faded blue wooden effect in the background, and it's not working. And I should look up references or a tutorial or something, but then again, I don't like the purple mushrooms anyway. So moving on. Two of my, I mean, I like, okay, going, you know, from these pages that I don't like that are really colorful and purple and stuff to gray and green and brown, and I'm like, yes, yes, this is so much more me. I love, 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 especially this one with the gray and the green and the really, really muted colors. I added in the little elf here, and this was inspired by John Bauer. Let me just, sorry. Let me just, I will actually zoom in for this one because I like her. She's so pretty. But yeah, this was inspired by John Bauer, an illustrator. And so I drew in her as if she's sleeping in the troll's hair. And I added in these white mushrooms, also inspired by John Bauer. And yeah, I really like that. Then we have the hedgehog next to it. Let me just lock the autofocus. Come on. There we go. The hedgehog over here. And you can see the glitter again. Both the glitter gel pen, and then there's some Vinco Stella in the bottle. Yeah, Inktense and polychromos. I love this spread. I really love it. Yeah. Yeah, next up are these two. This is pan pastel base on both of them and then pencils on top. And this one has a lot of shimmer paint. It's nice and muted. I like that. And I really like how he turned out. And I don't think it needs a background. That's like you can probably see in my book here that I haven't really added backgrounds to every picture. I say that right that we come to the most advanced background I've ever done. But yeah, no, not ever done, but yeah. This one is just a quick one with water-based markers and pencils on top. I don't like that one. It's okay, moving on. This one is done with water-based markers diluted with water. And I can actually zoom in again, maybe. Yeah. So you can see that the background, like over here, it's really like I let the water smudge out the marker. And there are some areas also like over here where I like, again, made smudges. And then I went in with polychromos on top. And I really like that. It's nice. Let's see with the autofocus thing again. There we go. Yeah, nearing the end now. This is just Inktense polychromos and some glitter gel pen on some of the flowers. And yeah, this one is this is an oldie, but I recently could go in and make the add the shimmer that I've been waiting to do, because the last page I finished is this one. I finished this in December, and yeah, it's Inktense polychromos, some glitter gel pen. There's also some water-based markers, especially on their clothing. And the dots here were done by erasing the polychromos layer on top. So first I did the layer of Inkdance, then I went in and shaded everything with polychromos, and then I erased some areas and did the dot in the erased areas in acrylic. So that's how I got that glowing effect. Nice. And last but not least, we have my Santa. I think I did this like 2 years ago, and he's really shimmery, both in the background and in his coat. Yeah. Inkdance, graphitins, water-based markers, polychromos, shimmer paint, and gel pen. And that's it. That's my finished book. And here I have my progress notes. In the year of 2020, I was supposed to finish 45 pages. The whole book has 93 pages. I think this is from this year, or last part of this year. I had this many to do, and I did them. But they went quite fast. I could sometimes do 3 a day, because I'm not that detail oriented. The ones that are just Inkdance, for example, go really fast. But I'm so happy to have completed this. So now I'm joining the army of people who want to have a reprint of this book. That's the pity of finishing a book that's out of print. But yeah, so yeah, that's it.